What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities.
Hey, this is John Legend.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
I am Ian Levinson.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tamar Braxton.
Music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation. The Swag Award. Espresso. The MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
I'm MC Light.
I'm Lonnie Love. This weekend, we've got two of your favorite TV judges. For years, she was on Divorce Court. Judge Maybelline is here to talk about justice.
Plus, Paternity Court is a new TV favorite.
Yes.
Lauren Lake talks about our responsibility to stay out of her courtroom.
Paternity Court's Lauren Lake is next. It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique. I'm Lonnie Love.
I am MC Light.
Sitting live in studio
In
with
studio. In studio.
I can't help Lauren Lake is here, but I can't help but notice it now says Lauren Lake's Paternity Court.
It does.
How did that come about?
It was an honor. I did not approach anybody. I didn't even know anything about it. Really, I'm telling you, this is how God works. One day I just got a call and they said, we really appreciate all you've done for this show. We believe your insight is invaluable and we've now renamed it. And I just said, what? Okay. And so literally I was humbled and honored. I mean, it's just such a blessing. I had no idea it was coming.
You are such a powerhouse.
Well, thank you.
Who is your role model? Growing up, who was your role model?
You know what I have to say? My mother. She was one, my late mother, I should say, but she was just one classy, powerful lady. And she just always, she wanted me to just go in a room, and she always said, just own a room. Okay. Do it well, own who you are. And she was a shining example to me. I have to say that. And I was blessed to be able to watch her. And I hope I'm, a good representation of her. I'd say I'm her living legacy.
There you go.
I hope it's, I hope I'm making her proud.
I think so. I mean, I watched the show, and like today, there was a young lady who swore that was her baby daddy. And then after swearing in front of the boy and his mama, it turned out he was not. And I always see you look at these young ladies and tell the truth.
I have to. Our show is Lauren Lake's Paternity Court, but I say often it could be renamed Maternity Court. Right. Because more often than we really want to admit, the women are the keepers of the secret. Meaning you got a man rolling up into court like, if I'm this child's father, I just want to know.
Right.
And lo and behold, after half an hour of he's a deadbeat and he ain't done nothing for this baby and he ain't never brought a diaper and he ain't never been there. And I ask her 3 times, have you been with anybody else? Could there be any possibilities? Just lay it on the line now. No, Your Honor, just this deadbeat here. And sure enough, we get the results. You are not the father.
The Immaculate Conception.
And at that point, it's like, well, somebody's lying.
Somebody is.
And we know who that is.
And the look on her face.
I want to counsel our young women. I want them to understand that, part of being able to move forward in life is being able to own your mistakes.
Exactly.
And being able to walk into your truth. And sometimes that truth is truth you created by laying down with more than one man during the window of conception. That would be your truth.
It's Cafe Mocha in studio. The judge, Lauren Lake. More coming up on Cafe Mocha. Let me tell you why I feel this show to me is important because, let's just put it out there. This Cafe Mocha, we can get real for a minute.
Let's get real.
Okay. We need a sister to be the judge. We don't need,
someone else.
Judge Wapner telling us about paternities and stuff like that. We really need a sister, and you do it so well. You do it with such elegance and class, and you're sober, unlike me on TV a lot of times. So
you said sober.
Yeah, I said she's sober.
Yes, I am.
No, because you hear some of these stories, and it will drive you to drink. It's like, how did you not know
that he wasn't the one?
Yeah, all right. I wouldn't even embarrass myself like that.
Yeah, I tell you.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, if you watch the show, some days I'm so heated, I will storm off the bench.
Right.
Today, I was in tears, I think, on one day. They broke me down, which was the first time in 2 seasons helping serving almost 300 families. I just broke down. And some days I think about it all night. You know, people don't know that, you know, just because the story ends on our show doesn't mean the story ends in real life.
Are you Caribbean?
No, I'm not.
I hear some kind of accent coming out
I'm from
of
Detroit by way of Mississippi. My family from Mississippi.
Thank you.
So that's an interesting combo. People say that all the time like that. But these families, they affect me. I mean, they come into our courtroom riddled with shame, you know, denial, confusion, whatever it is. And I usher them literally into the next level of living, which is the truth. And then from there, I'm often wondering at night, the next day, the next week, the next month, what are they doing? And that's why we do follow-up shows. And that's also why I call and just check on some of them. They're surprised, but sometimes I just say, get so-and-so on the line because they're on my heart. I just want to hear, are they doing okay?
That sounds like another show. That sounds like another show to add on to your list.
From your lips.
Lauren Lake's Fix My Truth. Show me my truth. I don't know.
From your lips to God's ears.
Did you know this show would be a hit when it first debuted?
No, when David Armour, the creator of the show, approached me with it, and he said, I have this idea, it's called Paternity Court. My first statement was, you need to tell me more. Because we know how paternity had been dealt with thus far on television. And I wanted to know more. But when he said, I want to do a show that talks about paternity because it's an issue that's more prevalent than we'd like to think about. But I want a responsible spin. I want a legal component to it. But most importantly, I think you're the right judge for the job because your entire career has not just been about the law, but about empowering people with the law and helping people live better lives and understand how it can be better.
It's Cafe Mocha. We are talking to Lauren Lake about Paternity Court. More coming up. It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
I am MC Light.
I'm Lonnie Love, and in studio, Judge Lauren Lake of Lauren Lake's Paternity Court, and she is giving it to us.
Yes.
You know, many of us don't know even who our fathers are. How do you think that shapes people as they go, you know, through life?
It's something I can only imagine, but in a way, as I sit there as judge of this courtroom, because I have such an amazing relationship with my father, always been a daddy's girl, when someone looks at me and says, I haven't had my father in my life, I don't know who he is, and I always felt like something was missing. It's so easy for me to immediately take on their pain, their hurt, their concern, because if I think through my life and subtract, try to in some way omit the role my father has played in my world, I wouldn't imagine where I'd be. And so I immediately begin to say, I know exactly what they're saying because I know what they're missing.
Do you think black men are getting a bad rap? I mean, Lonnie on The Real, I saw that guy who was a single dad of those 2 little girls.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if maybe black men are just getting a bad rap. Like there's tons of them out there raising their kids.
Well, that's one of the things we're most proud of, is we show so often. There are so many young men that walk into our courtroom and say, hey, yes, I was with this girl. No, I wasn't in a relationship. No, maybe I didn't even treat her as well as I should. But I'll tell you this one thing. I want to know if this is my child, because if this is my child, I want to step up to the plate. We see that more often. You know, I always say I'm running a courtroom, not a circus, so we ain't going to be no clowning in here. So that whole thing of you not the father and you get to dancing and all that, no, we don't play that. And we really don't see that. More often we see young men of all colors, of all cultures, that truly want to be fathers, but first they want to know if in fact they are the father, and they have that right.
Ooh, she be telling it. I tell you, that's why we love her every time she comes in here. Judge Lauren Lake of Lauren Lake's Paternity Court, newly named.
Yes.
That lets you know she got a promotion on her own show.
You get some more money too? Get some more money?
That's not up for discussion.
Okay. She just kept laughing.
Judge Lauren Lake is my
pleading the
client.
fifth. Thank you, Light. Light's representing me.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
I love the balance of the show.
Yes.
That it is responsible and you get a little dirt, but then you also get that warm, fuzzy feeling too. So thank you.
Thank you.
How do people reach you?
You can follow me, Facebook, Twitter, and all that at Lauren Lake ENT, and also Paternity Court at Paternity Court TV. Look forward forward to continuing the conversation, everybody.
All right.
It's Cafe Mocha on the way. We've loved her for years on Divorce Court. Judge Maybelline is back with a new show called Justice.
Plus, Madame Noir's new segment, Did Y'all See? And MC Light with the what?
Light Mix.
Hello.
On Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
I'm Lonnie Love.
And I am MC Light.
On the line, she has got a brand new show called Justice with Judge Maybelline. She is back.
Oh, welcome, Judge.
Yes, I'm back.
She said back.
Where have you been? Where have you been?
Oh, I've been off television, but I certainly haven't been out of sync with the world and with my community and what's going on. I have a nonprofit foundation that I've been focused on, the Maybelline Ephraim Foundation. I also have been doing speaking engagements across the country on issues related to families and women, domestic violence and children and all. So I'm still here doing what I do.
And you have a book.
Justice.
You've authored a book during that time called Life Lessons.
Yes, I did. I finished a book, Life Lessons, 52 Judge Maybelline's Life Lessons, 52 Tools for Weekly Living, focused on some wisdom based upon my personal experiences as well as professional experiences, just some pearls of wisdom for living life.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're on the line with Judge Maybelline. Now, Judge, how is this, your new show, Justice, different from when you were on Divorce Court?
The difference is I handle all types of cases, whereas on Divorce Court I was limited to family law matters. So you see a range of Judge Maybelline's dispensation of justice in all areas of law and in everything that affects our daily living. So it goes from crimes, from landlord-tenant matters to neighborhood disputes to girlfriend disputes to on-the-job employment disputes, sexual harassment, civil harassment.
Wow.
All kind of stuff.
Okay.
We're talking to Judge Maybelline.
We do it.
Judge Maybelline Ephraim. Her new show is called Justice, and I'm curious, with all this stuff happening with Mike Brown, with Trayvon Martin, do you think we, as in us, can get justice in this country?
As African Americans?
Yeah.
I think justice is going to be limited for us. It's going to be better than it is today, just as it's better today than it was 50 years ago. But for it to be totally justice, I don't think it's going to happen because you can't erase all the years of bigotry and hatred and racism and segregation and attitudes. It's going to take a little bit more time to change that. And maybe with the next generation where you have more mixture of children, of people, so you no longer are going to be so polarized to black family, white family, Caucasian, Asians, Hispanic, because there's, the generation 39 and under, they are intermingling more.
Yeah,
so
right.
The children are more biracial, and so there has to be more sensitivity given that.
More coming up on Cafe Mocha.
What's being talked about on the street, online, and sister to sister? It's Did Y'all See? On Cafe Mocha.
So, did y'all see, as if there wasn't enough injustice in Ferguson, people are trying to come for Michael Brown's stepfather for basically inciting a riot. Now, you may remember when the decision was announced, he was very upset. He was comforting his wife. She broke down. He was comforting her. And then I guess, out of frustration, he was just like, burn this down. And now the Ferguson police are trying to come for him, saying he might have incited a riot. What do y'all think about that?
The nerve. So y'all are not gonna prosecute a kid killer, but you're gonna prosecute the grieving stepfather for inciting a riot, for emotionally reacting after one of your boys killed his kid? Hell nah.
And furthermore, at the end of the day, there would have been some type of riot regardless if the family created it or somebody else did. So again, let's really assess who needs to be arrested and in jail for this crime.
Well, that's our perspective, and we want to hear yours. For more, log on to madamenoir.com/Did Y'all See.
That was Did Y'all See with the ladies of Madame Noir on Cafe Mocha. For more, check out cafemocharadio.com.
Right.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're on the line with Judge Maybelline. Her new show, Justice with Judge Maybelline.
Amen.
Right.
The question I have of Judge Maybelline is, how is it that you aspired to be a judge?
Well, things like this is going on in Ferguson today, but it was the civil rights movement in the early 60s because I was a teenager then at age 13, and then my father had a stroke at age 51, and Social Security said he was just too young to have him declared total disability, but he was totally disabled, but they denied him the total disability, and we had to fight the system. My mother couldn't afford a lawyer, so I helped her. We went to the library, we did our research, we kept filing our appeals until we prevailed, and they finally granted him Social Security disability, full Social Security, and then the civil rights movement. I realized that there was a fight against discrimination, the fight against segregation that was going on with Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and all of that, and I saw that change comes from within. Change comes from within the law. So I said, I'm going to be a lawyer so I can be an agent for change.
What's your thoughts on this whole Bill Cosby situation?
My thoughts on Cosby is that it's totally unfair to him, but here's my thought. I have several thoughts on it. I think that Bill Cosby was a little cocky and a little presumptuous to decide to come back out. Now, he knew this stuff had been around for years, 30 years ago. He escaped all of it. He escaped it. He kept a good name. He kept a good reputation. He should have left it like that and left his legacy like it is and went on out of here with a good reputation.
Right.
Now, for some of them, I don't believe it's necessarily rape. Now, here's what I think it was, though. Women did sexual favors in exchange for promotion and opportunities and advancement in careers. It was something that was quote-unquote acceptable behavior because who was in charge? The old boys club.
Right. The new show is called Justice with Judge Maybelline.
Yes.
It is so great to see you back. I've been watching the show and I'm loving it.
Thank you, God. God bless you, Miss
And I'm
Maybelline.
happy to be here with you all, too. I just love Angela. I'm just not meeting you, but I know of MC's work and Lonnie's work, and so I'm proud of you ladies and what you're doing, and thank you for having Cafe Mocha.
Well, thank you very much. And know that Angelique runs the show,
Yeah,
so this is her world.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
I'm the quiet one in the
Well,
back.
I won't forget her because I have a granddaughter named Angelique.
Two little devils. All right. We love you, Judge Maybelline. You always represent us correct. So thank you for stopping by to Cafe Mocha.
Take care.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
It's your Cafe Mocha Espresso with Angelique. Chris Rock made his film The Top 5 with no help or money from a studio. It's so low budget. Cedric the Entertainer admitted this.
2 years later, he finally got the movie together and he called me and said, man, I know, I don't have any money. It's tough, but you gotta be in this movie, Sid. You gotta do it. I said, Chris, man, for no money, I don't know. We worked it out.
Once The Top 5 blew up the Toronto Film Festival, the bidding war began for Chris Rock's movie, and this week he kicked off his crazy promo tour.
Yo, what's up, Chris Rock here? I got a crazy day planned. We are gonna screen Top 5 in 5 different cities. We're gonna go to Boston, then we're gonna go to Philly, then we're gonna go to DC, then we're gonna go to Baltimore, then we're gonna go to Atlanta.
Boston, put your hands together and press.
Co-star Gabrielle Union explains what the Top 5 is all about.
A lot goes into creating a superstar like an Andre Allen or a Chris Rock, and you're getting a peek behind the curtain. And we dissect fame for what it is and what it is not.
The Top 5 in theaters right now. That's the Espresso. I'm Angelique.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha bringing you the light mix in full effect. DJ MC Light, yours truly, got Angelique, Lonnie Love up in the house. And of course, I'm celebrating this lady right here. No other reason. I mean, she doesn't have a record right now. She's working on one, I believe. She also does not have a birthday right now, but you know what? She's just fly at what she's done and what she does. Great songwriter, great lyricist, but most importantly, she brought dance to the stage. Recognize Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. That was the MC Light Mix. I tell you, I mean, I'm feeling a little more Christmassy. I'm getting into the season with your light mixes, so thank you.
Okay,
yes.
good. So what is up for the season, guys? Where you gonna be? What you doing?
You know what? My mother lives in my house.
Okay.
So she's become a responsibility. So much of what I do has to be wrapped around loving on my mama.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm gonna be on the couch sleep. I'm tired. Shooting shows and doing this show is worn me out. I need a break.
Good. Enjoy it. I'll be doing what Light's doing. Cuddle up on the couch with Mom, watching movies.
That's right.
All right, guys. We'll be back next weekend. Find us at Cafe Mocha Radio.
Yep.
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Westwood One. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments, booking, and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.